But yes, this being the last Mythbechattin of 2025, do we want to chat about some of our favorite albums, things we have listened to this year?
Yeah, I'm definitely not stealthily grabbing my phone so that I can remember what those were.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance...
Here we go. All right. Let's see.
We're getting a very nice
first off,
phone view from both.
I'm paying
I'm
attention.
Connor, I'll send you all these screenshots so that if you want to just layer them into the video, you can do that.
Sure.
First off, I'm going to start by dunking on this particular streaming service, which shall go unnamed. They said that I listened to 218 genres last year. There aren't that many genres that exist.
Yeah, that sounds fake to me.
I certainly didn't listen to all of them. I would love to see the breakdown, but they don't show it to you, and I think it's because they also know that many genres don't exist.
I mean, there's metal and there's
pop.
Oh, right.
And
no,
then there's
yeah. Okay, that one too. I guess that's fair.
I listened to generously 10 genres, and I can only think of 5 of them, and I'm leaving buffer for stuff that I did. Anyway, moving on. My top genres, first was New Wave. Yes, the shit from the 80s.
Hell yeah.
New Wave is great.
Second was K-pop. This is unsurprising. Third is
Real
pop
listeners
punk.
know.
Also unsurprising. Fourth is oldies, which confuses me until I realized that they were definitely just including anything written in the 80s as oldies.
Oh. I mean, the 80s were before I was born, but still, that feels wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, my listening age is 60.
A lot of 60-year-old K-pop fans out there.
Probably.
My
Let's
top
be
song
real.
of the...
The BTS army really trying to figure out when they're retiring.
My top song of the year was Apata by Rosé and Bruno Mars. My second top song of the year was Your Idol by the Saja Boys, which is not a real band. They're from K-pop Demon Hunters. My third top listened song was Niamos, an EDM mix from Andor Season 2. Fourth was Butter by BTS, and fifth was Golden by Huntrix. My top 2 albums of the year. One was the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack. The other one was Mahler's Symphony No. 2 by the Wiener Philharmoniker, conducted by Gilbert Kaplan.
Two wolves.
Two wolves. My top artist was Dua Lipa, apparently.
Also not surprising for the real ones out there.
Which makes me a 2% global fan, by the way, with the number of minutes I listened to.
My God.
Damn.
So there you go. Overall, a very diverse year, because we released our album late last year, and so I was still very much riding high on the album release in January, February, and March, and that was sort of it's been a while since I've listened to a lot of metal, so that branched out a little bit back then, and then. Everything changed when the K-pop Demon Hunters Nation attacked.
Oh, yeah.
But
and something was awakened in Joe.
Which I think that nation is just South Korea, but
yeah, it's kind of
I was gonna say that would just
but
and it should be noted that if you are sad that you can no longer listen to us in the bad place, you can listen to us over on Tidal, YouTube Music,
in any number of slightly
Apple
less bad
Music.
places.
Yeah, things that are just regular corporate bad, not death robot bad.
Or you could go to mirlo.space and actually support a good cause.
That's true.
I hope that's the
or
right URL.
and support a slightly less good but better than the other ones.
Yeah,
albums.
we're waiting for shoes to drop on Bandcamp, but so far things have been okay.
Yep.
Who's next?
But yeah, that was more or less my year.
Oh,
An excellent 2025, and thank you, Joe, once again for helping me not have the least metal listening habits in this band. It is
You
a
know,
service
I
for
do
which
what I
thank
can.
you.
I do what I can.
that
I do
sounds
think
like
it
a
is
throw
going
to
to throw.
Dan.
I do think
Yeah,
it
I
is going to
suppose-
throw the albums or throw the fans for a loop when album number 2 is just a K-pop album.
I did think
But
that was a
we'll get
little
into it.
weird, but
I mean, you guys got the choreo video that I sent you, right? You've been practicing.
yeah,
Every day.
it's
Okay, good. No, fun things in 2026, everyone.
Moving on to the second least metal member of Mythbechattin. This was not firing shots anywhere. This felt like kind of a sleepy year for metal. Like, not that there wasn't stuff coming out, but in terms of like the types of metal I listened to, it was fairly fallow. Like, this felt like we were doing crop rotation and the metal field had been over-tilled and we needed to let it rest for a while. So like, while there were some metal albums I was into, my friends in Bastion's Wake put out their excellent album, and there's the great Changeling self-titled that came out this year. Let's see. Castle Rat put out their second album, which is really good. Feytooth, their new album. Papa Kruna put out some good black metal this year. But mostly I ended up listening to like weird experimental rock, art punk kind of stuff. The Viagra Boys and their new album, Viagra Boys, is definitely probably the one I listened to the most. Tropical Fuckstorm's new album, Fairyland Codex. Listen to that a lot. Johnny Hobo, aka Pat the Bunny, aka Ramshackle Glory, aka Wingnut Dishwashers Union, put out the first album they've done in like I think a decade now, after like quasi-retiring as like folk punk Jesus, and returned to the land this year with the self-titled From Friends in Real Life, which was really good. If you're into folk punk at all, I highly recommend it. It does some kind of interesting things with the genre. Let's see. I continued to listen to a lot of Father John Misty this year, which I think is a solid indicator I am well into my 30s. Definitely some Drive-By Truckers, fair amount of Mythbechattin. But yeah, not an especially metal year. Oh, and the other one I have to mention, it was a great year for hip-hop. Let God Sort Him Out by Clips. I listened to an insane amount. The new Jid album is really good. GNX from Kendrick Lamar was really good, although I didn't listen to it as much as Let God Sort Him Out, because Let God Sort Him Out is just more fun. And Pusha T is my fave. So definitely check those out if you haven't already and are thusly inclined. But yeah, that was pretty much what my 2025 ended up looking like. How about you, Connor?
Yeah, I kind of just listened to embarrassingly little music this year, which, being realistic, is probably because I have a problem with podcasts. I'm working on it, and by it, I mean my backlog. That said, so surprising certainly no one on this call, my top artist was Guitaric Spin, for whom I am still in the top 500 listeners on Apple Music.
Hell yeah.
Second is Haken. Still no surprise.
Yep.
Third, little bit of a surprise. Coming up from me deciding to just start listening to them in about May or so is Fellowship, who it turns out
I did it.
good
Peer
fucking
pressure.
band. Glint is actually my top song of the year.
Fuck yeah.
It's really
I did a lot
good.
of bullying my band members to listen to Fellowship this year.
It's
and
true.
I am glad it paid off.
It's very funny how much we are nominally in like a symphonic folk power metal band, how much I go through periods of just being kind of depressed and bored with symphonic metal and folk metal and power metal. And hey, Fellowship are the ones who broke it this year. I was like, damn, power metal's fun, actually.
Yeah, like for me, like all of the big names are like kind of just boring now. Like,
I mean,
like I can't shit on Nightwish for like making symphonic metal what it is, but like I don't even remember if their most recent album was this year or last year or 2 years ago. But like, I kind of only got through half of it, and I was just like, man, I loosely know how the rest of this album is going to go. Like, I don't need to sit here for another hour and a half because it was probably Tuomas being like, my vision can only be realized in a 3-hour runtime. But
I mean, I think maybe the pleasant exception to that, which doesn't show up on my list, but is worth mentioning. And I also forget if this was last year, I think, but that Sonata Arctica did finally make a good album, finally, for the first time in like a decade.
Last year was a good one for that, because Ensiferm's also good again.
yeah. Turns out Equilibrium are probably not good again.
Rip.
No.
Have you listened to the new album yet?
Or one out.
So for the listener, Equilibrium was my absolute favorite band. Like when I was listening more or less exclusively to metal, like Sagas is an S tier album in my like. I hope that someday I will write a piece of music like Mana. It's just every second of that album is just so goddamn good. And then like, you know, you go.
Alge was an early bonding point for the band.
Yeah, and like Tourist Frater and Recreator are both good albums. Recreator had a little bit less like specifically memorable, but Der Wassermann on that album is really good, like absolutely fantastic. Like
It is the fun Monkey Island song.
Yes, they do have the Monkey Island song. And like there are some high points on that album, but it's not as like consistent, I don't think, as Tourist Frater, or certainly not as Sagas. And then like Erden Temple and Armageddon were fine. Like they were good albums. They sort of delivered what you were looking for, except for the weird dubstep drop on that one song that I've forgotten the name of. And then they completely changed their branding and musical style for Renegades, which I think was a 2019 album. And then they didn't release anything again until this year. And I've been meaning to listen to it, but all of the like comment sections and everything I've been reading on it were just like, hey, you guys should stop making music. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet's been wrong before.
It's true.
The internet
Listen
has
and see
been
how
wrong
it goes.
before. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll have an update on that for the next Mythbechattin episode.
Not you, listeners. You're great. Keep being great.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a rough few years for the kind of golden age of folk metal bands. Although, I will say, Ensiferm's good again, which is cool. And Elvedi kind of has the same consistency that they've had for most of their career, which is they'll have like a really good album and then kind of like, this is all right. And then either another all right album or a really good album.
I still
But they
haven't
haven't
listened to their
stopped
latest.
occasionally putting out really good albums, at least.
Yeah.
Fintroll quietly never stopped being like really like cool and inventive, I feel like.
Yep.
But they released material so infrequently that I wonder if there's something going on with that, because I remember hearing something about the reason that like Moon Sorrow has such an infrequent.
Anyway,
Trollhorn is busy being
Anyway,
kind of sus and working on video game music. I don't know.
in conclusion, my number 4 artist is Kenshi Yonezu, and my number 5 is Poppy. Thank you.
Wait, did
Oh, yeah, that's
Poppy's
right, you were
most
talking,
recent
weren't you?
album come out this year?
No. I'm still just listening to Negative Space.
Okay,
A lot.
yeah, no, Negative
But
Space
yes,
was great.
do
I was
think
like,
the
wait,
new
was
one
there
is-
new Poppy? I didn't know about.
I mean, there are new Poppy songs, but
Yes.
not the full
Her new
album is
album
not
is
out
coming
yet.
out.
No,
Oh,
I
yes.
forget when, but I am curious.
I should mention, I have heard Tsunami Sea from Spirit Box is good, and I do enjoy Spirit Box. I just haven't listened to it yet.
This is going to be a really long episode, isn't it?
Oh no. Well,
Shall
Yeah,
we
it's
wrap
funny
up?
that you say that, because you commented like 30 minutes ago, like, wow, we really ripped through that episode, didn't we?
We ripped through the part where we were talking about the song, and then we just faffed about music streaming platforms and what metal bands aren't good anymore for another half hour.
All right, so
and I'm sure Connor will have a lovely time editing it all.
let's give it some dead air. All right, listener. So we got sidetracked for way longer than is respectful for us to expect you to listen. So what we're going to do is we are going to cut out our entire end of your music conversation and digression into what metal bands are and aren't good anymore, and post it as its own separate episode at some point in the future.
That sounds like a
figured-
wise decision that Joe discussed with us ahead of time.
Yes, it does.
You don't love me spontaneously volunteering you to do more video editing?
I mean, it lets me spread it out across.
そう二人でくたばるまでそしてこう